Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Please like, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms. Consider becoming a member to the channel if you enjoy drama-free content. Now look, man, boxing is moving really fast right now. Really, really fast. It's like being out there in the ocean getting caught in a current and a riptide, and you know it's dangerous, but you're, in a weird way, you like it because you know you can get out of it if you need to. But when you take a look at what's going on with Canelo and Mbilli, Tyson Fury somehow getting back to #1 by the WBC, all these rumors about what Chris Eubank Jr. is going to be doing. He says he's a free agent. They say he signed to Zuffa. Turki Alalshikh wanting Bam and Inoue, Deontay Wilder possibly being blackballed. It's just a lot to talk about. Anyway, Canelo and Mbilli. Is it a dangerous fight or is it easy work? You know what I'm saying? The fight is interesting. Some people have turned their back on Canelo. I don't agree with that. Write it out with him. You know what I mean? I like Brian Norman Jr. I call him Tranquilized Man. Just because he lost to Devin doesn't mean I'm going to stop supporting him and change the nickname. But Canelo fans have turned on him a bit after the Crawford loss. But I'm going to tell you this. The fight with Mbilli is going to be interesting, man, because Mbilli brings pressure, he brings athleticism, he brings aggression. It's a little bit different than the way Crawford fought him, but that's what Canelo likes, someone who comes to him because he can counterpunch. But fans are divided because it's saying Mbilli's style creates problems, and others believe Canelo's experience, timing, counterpunching ability, IQ, is going to expose Mbilli defensively. At the same time, fans are looking at Munguia and how he performed. And they're like, Munguia was up and away. First second of the first round to the last second of the last round, Munguia never stopped punching. Man looked like a Mexican machine, didn't he? So they expect Canelo. Now look, I'm not trying to start no shit, but they expect Canelo to come in there and be up and away when he gets in that ring with Mbilli. I mean, he has to, because Mbilli it's like you got the whole Mexican style. He bringing that African style, man. That dude got stamina out of this world. You know what I'm saying? So I think for Mbilli, man, you know, he's a good fighter, but he hasn't faced someone with Canelo's counterpunching, the composure, the elite ring IQ. So my question is Mbilli truly ready for Canelo? We're going to find out. But what I'll say is Canelo did look like maybe he's slowing down a bit. The man been fighting professionally since he's been, what, 15? It's a long damn time, man. Sparring, wear and tear. He's been in some tough fights, you know, but that's just a long time. So you just never know what's going to happen when he and Mbilli get in the ring. But I'll tell you this, if Mbilli can't knock him out, you know, good luck on that decision. Now, Chris Eubank Jr., as far as his free agency and Zuffa rumors, I don't know what's going on. But it kind of makes sense if he goes over to Zuffa, if he wants that third fight with what's his name? I'm seeing it, Conor Ben, right? If he wants that third fight, he might as well sign the Zuffa. I'll tell you what makes that fight interesting. Conor Ben dad said he wants to fight, but at 168. No rehydration clause, no nothing. And let me tell you, if they have that fight at 168, no rehydration clause, Conor Ben, in my opinion, gets decimated. Eubank Jr., man, he still remains a recognizable name. He's marketable, controversial enough to sell fights. Eubank Jr. would do just fine wherever he went, especially they continue to fight him there in the UK. But he's a free agent. His profile has been elevated big time as a result of the 2 fights with Conor Ben. And people have a lot of respect for him. And the respect they didn't have, they have it now just on how he performed in that first and second fight. Because everyone agrees, he was a dead man walking. He had all the cards stacked against him. The only good thing about those 2 fights with Ben was the money he was making. But he agreed to it. He didn't really complain. He went in there, was very fortunate to get the win in the first fight, second fight. We all saw he was a dead man walking. But I'll tell you this, man. The Zuffa boxing rumors are exciting fans. Because Zuffa wants recognizable names. Eubank fits the crossover entertainment style. And there is a potential upside with him going over there because it could be some bigger events. You know, it could be even more money. Could get exposed to a new audience and better matchmaking flexibility. And let's be honest, Where can he go now at age 36, 37? Where somebody going to want to, risk an investment on him now? So I think going to Zuffa, to me, it makes sense. But the concern is fans want meaningful fights. They don't just want branding. So for Eubank Jr., I mean, come on, at 168, or I doubt he's going to keep fighting at 160. Who's he going to fight? Carlos Adames? Hamza Shiraz? Let's be real about that. Those guys are killers. Speaking of killers, the WBC is killing me. They got damn Tyson Fury back to number 1 in the WBC rankings. Who, what, when, where, why, how the hell did that happen? I'm listening to the fans. Fans are like, yo, it's unfair for him, who was inactive, come back, have one fight, which is a joke of a fight, and all of a sudden you vault him to number 1. He just come and bubble up through the rankings. He become the big dog. They're like, here it is, that secret society shit Hood been talking about for 4 years. Fans are upset, but the Fury fans are cool with it. You got these active contenders out here grinding for position, doing what they got to do, getting overlooked like caviar. Fury had opportunities. He had Daniel Kinahan supporting him all the way. Trust me, I'll lead you to unimaginable wealth and back to the top of the heavyweight division. Is Fury ending up as the number 1 in the WBC? A little bit of that Kinahan hookup? I'm just asking a question. Because this man had opportunities. He's got more opportunities still. How? Now, the supporters are going to argue Fury remains elite. He's a legendary fighter. He's going to go down in the history books. All right, okay, cool. I get all that. But rankings are supposed to reflect ability, and activity. And he has ability, obviously, but the activity's not there. So I just feel the merit should matter more right now. Tyson Fury he just hasn't done enough, in my opinion. But again, it's the name, and you got to know who he's been associated with. But anyway, Tyson Fury, they got something big planned for him. It's going to be against Anthony Joshua. But making him number 1 in that WBC has me wondering what else they could have planned for Tyson Fury. We know he wants another fight before he fights AJ. Against who, I don't know. But an announcement is coming soon. Now, speaking of announcements, Turki Alalshikh announced that he wants Jesse Bam Rodriguez to face Inoue in 2027. Now, let me tell you something. That is a battle of 2 pound-for-pound greats, man. Talking about skill set versus skill set, speed versus speed, power versus power, mental durability versus mental durability, man. Conditioning versus conditioning. But I'm going to tell you this. Jesse Bam Rodriguez is a bad boy. But most fans still favor Inoue. There are a lot of fans who think Bam can take him, but most fans are favoring Inoue. You gotta understand, it's only fair. Inoue's bubbled up, 4 or 5 divisions. Proven power, elite timing, devastating finishing ability, explosive. I mean, he's just destruction, man. Walking destruction. You know what I'm saying? The physicality, the precision, the pressure. They just say he's going to overwhelm Bam eventually. But I'll tell you what, it ain't going to be easy, because I was watching today just Bam, a little highlight reel of that man's footwork, his adaptability, his angles, his composure, the combination punching. He doesn't get tired. Upstairs, downstairs, everything he does, shit's beyond his age, man. But the bottom line, those two come together, I think it's going to be beautiful boxing. But somebody gets knocked out. I'll put it to you that way, because those two, they're not built to box a whole 12 rounds and coochie coo, tickle, and chicken peck. Now, they come in there anyway looking to get you up out of there. He'll box, but he's looking to throw power shots. And Bam's the same thing. They're boxer punchers, but they can also brawl and scrap if they have to. But neither one of them are just looking for a decision. They're trying to get you up out of there. So I think it's beautiful boxing and it ends in a knockout. Who gets knocked out? I'm kind of leaning to Inoue winning, but you just don't know. Just like things you don't know. Not a lot of people still know who Nikita Tszyu is. I've been talking about Nikita Tszyu for the longest. I keep telling y'all Tim Tszyu got a little brother. Nikita Tszyu is a problem. I've been saying this forever. And now people are starting to become familiar with his name. They're like, oh, that's the guy you were talking about. I've been telling you. Tim Tszyu can fight, but that ain't the one you need to be watching. You need to be watching Nikita Tszyu. That dude is mean as shit. Dominated Oscar Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to watch Nikita Tszyu, I'm telling you. He is must-see TV, man. But he's evolving. He's not just in there looking for the mash-up, crash-up anymore. He's showing patience, pressure. He's got the power. But I'm going to tell you this. The Tszyu family, the mentality is obvious, right? They have disciplined aggression. And to see that Nikita Tszyu got the 6-round stoppage, it just shows he's growing in maturity and increasing in confidence. Because four fights ago, he probably would have been in there, may have gotten dropped, just going all out trying to get the man out of there. But he boxed beautifully and just beat the man down. So Nikita Tszyu is on his way. Y'all need to pay attention to that name. Now, one name that people are learning about, and I think he's just up and away. And I think he has legs. And what I mean by legs is he has a long career. Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason's a champion now. Ain't no more touch-ups, ain't no chicken peck, coochie cools and all that bullshit. Nah, Abdullah Mason is the real deal in real fights. He's facing Joe Cordina. And I'm telling you, this ain't even a test. He has to defend his belt. So he's going in there against killers now. But he's a killer. But fans are high on Mason. They look at his offensive instincts, his composure, natural talent, and they look at that last fight where he had every opportunity to quit, but he didn't. He pushed through, dealt with the adversity, and he got the win. He did a really, really good job in his last fight against somebody who was no pushover. That was a hard fight for Abdullah, but he figured it out, and he got the win. But Cordina brings that experience, discipline, timing. Mason's got the natural talent, but Cordina brings that timing and discipline is something else, man. But for Abdullah, again, another opportunity for him as a young champion to prove legitimacy. Now, speaking of somebody who's doing something good, and it deserves to be mentioned, Claressa Shields. You know, I thought she had signed Daniel Perkins a while ago, but the bottom line is, the announcement's been made. T-Rex Promotions has signed Daniel Perkins. I believe she has other people signed to her promotional outfit. The problem is, you know, I canvassed in the internet. I wasn't able to find them all, but I know that she has a couple people signed to her. I am going to reach out to her and see if she'll say, go here, look here, this is where the information is. We'll see if she responds to me, but I mean, that's something positive, but it just signals that she wants business growth, influence beyond fighting, long-term legacy building. She wants respect. But as a promoter, I wonder how is she gonna choose to go the Bob Arum route, kind of cool and calm, but gets the point across, or the Don King route? Because I'm sure somebody watching this video gonna hear what I'm saying and have Claressa as a promoter dressed up like Don King in a thumbnail and shit. But the bottom line is she's doing her thing, and that's the kind of stuff she needs to put out there. But she needs to put more out. You know, don't be out here just talking crazy about content creators and different fans and beating people ass and just talking about all the shit she talks about. Keep it positive. She got something positive going that's good. But I'll tell you what, fans respect women fighters creating opportunities for others. And they're still going to have an opinion about her, but you can tell that some people are like, oh, okay, she has that going on. And I mean, you can't say nothing bad about it. Now, someone else you can't say nothing bad about when it comes to what they're doing is as far as with the sport of boxing. Claressa has this company going on that's great, Serrano, and her lifetime MVP deal. Now, she's looking to transition from being a fighter to working on an executive level with MVP. That's why Serrano has a couple fights left, and then she's up and away. She's out of here. But I'll tell you this, when it comes to Serrano, fans see her as a face of women's boxing globally. You know, her and Katie Taylor. Now, of course, Layla Ali, but that's the past. But right now, it's still Serrano and Katie Taylor. It's because of her consistency, her attitude, her humility, her activity, her respect across fan bases. And her in this scouting role for MVP, she can identify talent, mentor fighters, and help grow women's boxing long term. So MVP has a plan, they have a vision, and it's cool that they've incorporated Amanda Serrano into their plans. So that means she's going to be busy after she transitioned from boxing. She'll still be close to the sport, still getting paid, still out here, man, living a great life between New York and Puerto Rico. Now, talking about somebody who we thought was living a great life, but it looks like he could be having some ups and downs. I mean, it's probably both Pacquiao and Mayweather. The rumor floating around there that Pacquiao need money and Mayweather need money. Now, I don't know how true all that is, but, you know, when you're making multiples of millions and you're over 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, $700 million, I'm sure more money, more problems. But Manny Pacquiao came out and said some shit. He said that he thinks Crawford would have beat Mayweather. And listen, you want to come and dichotomize a fan base, you go ahead and throw some shit like that out there. Most people disagree. Mayweather's defense, adaptability, ring IQ, speed, Mayweather did everything perfectly. So that makes him historically difficult to beat. Now, as far as Crawford's a bad boy, but he don't have a resume like Mayweather. He didn't fight all them people like Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? Mayweather was just different. Everyone knows it. Even Crawford knows that. But Terrence Crawford's supporters would argue, but Bud switch hits. Bud's versatile. He has a killer instinct. That could create some problems and make it interesting. But, you know, Floyd Mayweather, 10 steps ahead of people. So, me personally, I think Floyd gets him. But, you know, fantasy matchup debates, they never die in boxing. So it always makes for a good conversation. Just like it makes for a good conversation when you hear Nonito Donaire still looking for fights. I'm like, damn, Nonito, I just read an article. Nonito Donaire's out here trying to get on somebody's card. I'm like, Nonito Donaire, talk about somebody who loves fighting. He ain't going nowhere. Fans respect him because of his longevity, the warrior mentality, the legendary resume. But the reality is this, man. Age makes opportunities harder. But still, fans admire fighters who refuse to fade quietly, man. And that's just Nonito. He gonna fight till he can't fight no more. And the thing is, even at his age, he's in his 40s, he's still whipping people's ass and knocking them out. Absolutely amazing. Now, this thing about Deontay Wilder. Let me tell you. I don't know if he can rebound. Now, this conversation exists for a couple of reasons, right? You know, Wilder, when he was getting ready to fight Chisora, again, he was doing the interviews and looked very emotional. And again, he stirred up some controversy with the Fury claims of cheating. But when he created that controversy, it created a lot of divide amongst fans. Then he went on a talk show, was talking about personal relationships, and that affected how people see him. Those two things really hurt their perception of him. And I think it hurt his momentum because Usyk was adamant about fighting Wilder, then that shit got killed. All of a sudden, Usyk doesn't want to fight him no more. And I really think that controversy behind Wilder, the claims and the shit about the sex act with the woman and her conceiving the child, I believe 100% that had everything to do with the secret society saying, nah, we're not going to give him a chance at a title. You know what I'm saying? When you make those kind of public statements as Wilder's made, it's going to damage your relationship with people. It's going to hurt the way they perceive you, and it's going to hurt your momentum, man. So when I say he's blackballed, yeah, I mean, it's difficult to prove. It's difficult to prove, but I can sit here and look at that shit and see what's going on and know that there's something happening. I can't prove it definitively. I'm just telling you from my experience. I see what happens when people out here talking too much or saying certain things. I know what the system can do to you. I've been in those rooms where decisions are being made, and I heard the conversations about people. I was in a similar decision-making capacity where I can affect somebody's career. And I'm telling you what Deontay Wilder, in my opinion, I strongly believe this. He hurt himself, and now he's being blackballed. Why you telling me you got Deontay Wilder? This man he don't have another fight lined up yet. So, heavyweight boxing always has room for punchers with star power. So can he rebound? I think he can rebound. Who's he gonna fight next? I don't know. Just have him fight Andy Ruiz. If not Andy Ruiz, And AJ and them said they're not fighting him, so I don't know what Wilder's going to do, but stay away from them young bulls like Itama and Wardley. I think that shit is all bad. But if he's focused, if he's active, if he mentally reset, I think he can rebound. Does he win? It depends on who he fights. But he can rebound and keep plugging along and getting some paydays. Gerald Big Baby Miller, Andy Ruiz or Gerald Big Baby Miller. Those are the fights to make. I don't know why he won't fight Miller. Just fight the man. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you this. They keep talking about Wilder. They may be trying to blackball him, but that power keeps him relevant. As long as Deontay Wilder, if he didn't show any power against Chisora, Wilder would look horrible. But he showed power. He showed power against Chisora. And that's what's keeping him relevant. Anyway, man, boxing's entering a period where promoters are shifting power. You got the new stars emerging, but old legends still influence narratives, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the fans, they're watching every single thing. Because every week now feels like another major storyline waiting to explode. And that's why I had to give y'all the roll-up, you know what I'm saying? Y'all keep cool, I'm in the breeze.